Sadie, that is nasty. It is lucky that you can't smell because my dog just ripped a massive fart. Whoa, I swear it's so bad I can taste it. Anyway, welcome back to the channel. I have been incognito for a little while because you know what, life gets in the way, but hey, I am back and today we are looking at a little test that I put myself through while I was down in Radelaide for the Tour Down Under. So strap yourself in, race car drivers, and let's get stuck in. If you're wondering what these 6 shades are, they're my adventure glasses because we're doing a video on RADL GRVL today, and Smith has jumped on to decide that they are going to send me out some gear, and these are a pair of their glasses that I got, and I think I look like Bear Grylls in them. I don't know what you think, but anyway. Plug aside, let's rip into a video on my experiences at RADL GRVL 2025. How did I go? Well, let's find out. So before Adelaide, I'd never done a gravel race. I'd never done a gravel ride. In fact, I could count on my hands the amount of times that I'd even been on a mountain bike. In fact, on my right hand. And so when I hit the ground, I wanted to do a gravel ride before, and it was lucky that the peddler, combining with Mood Cycling, were doing a little taster gravel ride up in the Adelaide Hills before RADL GRVL, literally the day before. And so I thought this would be a really good opportunity to test things out. Here are some scenes from that ride. It was a good ride. A guy really binned it hard and it put the fear of God into me, but also it's pretty chill, not too hard, and I thought it was a good tester. I felt confident. So coming into Adelaide, I'd wanted to do some media, and I'd reached out to the Tour Down Under and they'd kindly declined. But RADL GRVL was heaps keen to have me do the race as well as some media surrounding it, and if you've followed me on Instagram, you would have seen some cool stuff like interviewing Valtteri Bottas there. However, I've never done a gravel ride before, as I said, and so I felt like a fish out of water, but true to myself, I said, yeah, let's do it. I can do anything, right? So next I needed a bike. So the Caden One came in. Ben got in touch with me just after that and said, hey, let's put you on the Caden. We'll do a bit of a test about how it does in all different road conditions. And there is a video up there about that. So the bike run through on that video if you're interested. However, putting the gravel stuff together, I grabbed some Pirelli, I think they're, what are they? Cinturato 35s, and had a PSI of a 45 on the front and 50 on the rear. This is a little bit hard, and I thought, probably don't want that hard a tire pressure. However, I was running tubes, I was doing the car park climb later, so literally the next day, and I need to be able to do a fast change, and I don't want to be mucking around with tubeless. So constrained by some of the limitations there, and we'll get to that a little bit later. The Pirelli is an all-road tire, and for those of you who don't speak bikes, this means that it is 35 millimeters wide. All road means it has some tread on it. It's not like a slick road tire, and the PSI is just how much pressure is in there. Road tires generally with tubes are 80 PSI. With tubes on these gravel tires, I was running about 45 PSI, so about half. So yeah, just, I don't know, maybe that gives you a bit of an idea. So the course had 1,800 meters-ish of climbing, and on the front I was running a 50-37 chainring, so big ring 50, small ring 37. For those laymen, again, this means 50 teeth on the big ring and 37 teeth on the rear, and a 10-33 cassette. So my gear range wasn't huge. Again, this is more for crit racing. I was a little bit worried I'd run out of gears. I didn't, but you know, anyway, part of the reason why I was concerned was because the race starts with a freaking 20% climb, man, and the profile will be here somewhere. I don't know, I haven't done the editing yet, but the profile of the climb is insane. So the climb's still technically going, but beat the 20% pinch. Can confirm 20% out of the gate. Literally 20%, the climb goes for about 3 kilometers, and I said to the dudes, hey, why are you doing this? Seems a bit slack. And they said, honestly, what it does is right from the start of the race, it splits it into echelons. And if anyone has ever done the City to Surf in Sydney or any running race, you'll know what it's like if you are first doing that race and so you don't have a time. You've got to start in the back of the group and you're trying to like weave through all these walkers, and it really screws up your time. And there was some sense to this. It seems crazy to start with such a difficult climb, but it split the race into people of really equal level-ish after that. And I think it was a good way from the start, so that as the race is going, when you know, going quite fast, you're not trying to weave through people that are going a lot slower. So seems counterintuitive, but I actually think it was a genuinely good way to start the race. Once you got over that, you were treated to some absolutely beautiful scenery. So here's a short montage. Now the reason why that montage was short was because I had diamonds in the legs, baby, and I was in the zone. The moment I got over that hill, I just got into my freaking work and I was feeling absolutely dynamite. I was pounding out about 240 watts average, just cooking it through these champagne gravel, I believe, roads, and I was really holding solid and I was in the zone. I was doing my own thing, completely blanked out the rest of the world, and I looked over my shoulder. I was sort of carrying about 12 people through this race, and it kind of just stayed that way for about 60 Ks. Some of the group dropped off, and I'm not sort of big noting myself. You'll see my time later, but at this point I was feeling really, really good, and I was really happy with how I was riding. And at that point I thought, you know what, baby, I am a gravel rider. So yeah, at this point of the race anyway, I was genuinely enjoying myself.
I was told there was a climb, but there's a few. They're all pretty savage. How you going, champion? How's this climb? It's shit, isn't it? It's shit. Anyway, could be in a worse place. Oh, here we go.
So from about the 60K mark, I was heading in and out of different groups, and you know, I was just, honestly, at this point I was starting to feel a little bit tired, and I was hoping to find a group that I could sit on and pull me along, you know, maybe we could work together a little bit. And yeah, here's a video of me trying to do that, but feeling a little bit tired at this point.
So there's a group just up ahead, just up there, and I reckon I could almost coo-ee at them, but they're working as a threesome, and I just seem to be going at the same pace. But if I can get them, I reckon I can sit up for a bit, because I'm starting to feel it. Need some hot cross bun. Got some hot cross bun in the bag. I reckon that'll go down real good right now. Anyway, I'm gaining. You get them on the climbs.
So in my family group chat, we've got this, I guess this running joke when watching the cricket, and commentators say things like, oh, this is a batsman that likes to score runs, or a bowler that likes to take wickets, or when we're watching the NRL and it's, oh, this is a player that likes to score tries. Like, really? Name me a rugby league player that isn't in it to score tries. Anyway, as I was racing, I was thinking, I'm a cyclist that likes to feel power in the pedals. And I laughed at how stupid that sounds, but it was genuinely true. And I think it is actually the kind of cyclist I am. I like to be consistently putting power down. And so when I was sitting on the back of groups, I was actually getting quite frustrated because it can become a little bit surgy. And I was finding it significantly easier to just be on my own or to just be on the front and to be putting out my own power at a consistent level instead of slowing down, speeding up the hills. I found that sapped my energy a lot more than just being able to measure your own effort. So I spent a good portion of this race either by myself or on the front of a group. And was that taxing? Well, yeah, I mean, here's me at 85 Ks.
All right, so 85 Ks in, got 30 Ks to go-ish. I can tell you, I'm starting to fade. So while my body's not holding up, the Caden has been performing an absolute treat. No stacks yet. Fuck. Oh no. Hopefully touch wood. But yeah, just fast, nimble, easy to keep up. Having a really good time on it. But I tell you what, oh, it's bad on your oochie coochie goochie. Oh my goodness. Oh, they're sore. Oh. Woo. Let's crack on. Hopefully under an hour to go. Whoa. Woo. So I've officially binned it. Wasn't bad, just came around into a sandy corner, went over the top. But like, aside from the fact that I feel like dog shit, how can you complain?
Now at the top of the climb in this footage that you see, there was a mental descent. I've had a look through YouTube to try and find a video of the descent, and I can't. And I reckon it's because you literally can't get good footage, but it was made up of rocks about the size of my fist the whole way across it. I got up to the top and it was lucky I was wearing black pants because like, I reckon I crapped my pants. I just got up there and I thought, I'm a fish out of water. And this is sort of the last 20 Ks of RADL gravel for me. I didn't feel like I had the skills to complete this at this point. There were large sandy sections, and as you saw in the video, I binned it in one of these, coming into a corner, turning left sharp, and I just went over the handlebars. And there were other points where I thought I was going to, but I managed to keep it up somehow. And this steep descent was one of those sections. However, Lachlan from Savello at about the 90K rest stop had said he was going to nurse me through to the end, and I really felt like I had to sack up and send it, and so I did. And the whole way down, I was just thinking, this could go really bad. And hey, it didn't, and I think it is one of those ones that you need to commit to. But RADL Gravel, when I reached out to them at the start, had said you can complete this on 30cc road tyres, and yeah, you don't want 30cc road tyres. You want freaking mountain bike tyres, man. That was sketch. So anyway, after that, the race is pretty much done. You enter some tarmac sections. Again, there were some sandy sections, but really like you're just trying to get to the end at that point. And once I was done, I had like a profound sense of satisfaction. So what time did I do it in? Well, I did it in 4 hours and 2 minutes. And it still hurts to say that. My Garmin Strava said 3 hours and 59. Official time, 4 hours and 2 minutes. Which sucks. And I'm gutted. It still hurts me. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and I go, 4 hours and 2 minutes. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun until that last 20 Ks. More importantly though, how did the bike go? The next day it had a little bit of a creak, and I thought, oh, something's happened. Tighten up the rear derailleur, creak gone. Aside from that, no issues. The biggest problem after the race was trying to wash the bike in a hotel room. Literally had it in a shower, and here's a photo of that. So yeah, outstanding. However, there were sections that I was definitely a fish out of water. Part of that's down to skill, part of that's down to probably the fact that I was not running tubeless, and as a result I couldn't go to those lower PSIs without worrying about a pinch flat But part of it is the fact that this bike is probably quite stiff in comparison to a gravel bike. And so what I'd like to do for the next one that I do is actually test it out on a gravel bike. So Lockie from Cervelo, if you do watch this by any chance, if you could hook me up with a Cervelo gravel bike for the next gravel race, even just a loaner. I don't really want a new bike because I've got too many and my wife will make me give another one away, but that would be really cool because I'd like to do a comparison. Not that I want to yeet the Caden bike, it's awesome, but I'd like to see how much of it is down to me as a rider and my equipment choices versus the actual bike. So with that, can the Caden bike do gravel? Yeah, the Caden One is so far one bike that can do it all. But if you are going to just do gravel, should you get the Caden One? No, you should get a gravel bike because you will be limited in what you're able to do, especially with a rear chainstay that can only accommodate a 35mm tire. So yeah, with that, on to the next one, which I think is going to be a Trek Compass time trial. But thank you very much for watching the video. Oh, it is hot out here and I've got one more to record, so peace.